much. Man, I had to introduce myself. I'm Canadian and I'm very vulgar. I'm very vulgar and I'm very ruthless, and I do not give a shit what your opinion is during this performance. So I'm gonna try to be a polite Canadian at this point and saying a very stereotypical thing that in advance, I'm sorry what you're about to hear, but at the end of the day, fuck you. but at the end of the day, fuck you, you know? That's what it's like. So the thing is that I come from Canada, right? And I came from a true ghetto. I came from a place that was totally full of poverty. And it was poor as shit. But then I got the opportunity to move to Finland. I got to study here, and I got to work. And at the end of the day, even when I was poor in Canada, and the social security system in Finland is very great. The healthcare system, the way you guys pay taxes and take care of your people. But I still feel like I'm fucking poor. I still feel like I'm so fucking poor in this country. I'm trying to get a job, but the only thing that you people are obligated is to have the Finnish language. The Finnish language. And what I like about when I go into Finland and I go out drinking with Finnish people, the first thing what I like the most, you guys become the complete opposite when you're drunk. You come, like, this is the thing. Okay, I like to do this for fun. I go to public transportation in Finland, and I see that the whole bus or train or whatever the fuck it is, it's totally empty, and I see one Finnish person sitting sitting alone in a bench, and I like to do this for fun, right? I go sit next to the motherfucker. I like to totally see how it feels like to sit next to this person and start a conversation with this person when they're sober. And this is the first thing that I get. I sit next to the person and I'm looking at them like this for a moment, and I know that this person is thinking in their head like this: why the fuck is this person sitting next to me right now, you monster? You ruined my day. You ruined my day. Sitting like this with me, starting a conversation. I'm not ready for this at all. But when they're totally drunk, they're the complete opposite. They're the complete opposite. When you go to a public transportation on a Saturday night, and you go with these people, and then they're like, hey man, I'm your best friend. Let's talk about everything, politics, religion, and everything. And the next time when you see this motherfucker the next day, it's completely like, I don't know who you are at all. But the thing that I like about Finnish people the most, is that when you get drunk with them, they become your best friend for that one night. They really, really do. You become their best fucking friend. And the thing what I like most about when you go into a bar in Finland, right, is that Finnish people tend to be a little bit aggressive at times, right? So I can give you an example about Canada and Finland. So when I go to a bar in Finland and I'm talking with these people, right? I look at them the wrong way or I bump into them, they immediately want to start a fight. They do. Because when you look at them the wrong way, they're like this: Jumalauta vittu, haluatko tulla pihalle katsomaan, saatana vittu, mitä meininkiä tässä on menoillaan tällä hetkellä? Haluatko tulla vittu, mennä pihalle katsomaan? Haluatko tulla vittu, haluatko turpaa jätkää? But as soon as I tell them, hey, I'm a Canadian exchange student living here in Finland, they're like, oh man, I would like to buy you a drink. It becomes completely different. But when I go to Canada and I talk with these people, right? And Canadians are a little bit different. They can be aggressive, but in a little bit more of a polite way. So if you bump into a person in Canada in a bar, it's kind of like this. Oh, sorry, buddy. You bumped me just right now. You crossed over the line, eh? I think me and you should take it outside like a gentleman, right? They bump into like that, and they're very, very, very friendly about it. And I like it so much that they can just be totally friendly and open about it, but you still get to have a fist fight with them. But Finnish people, they always have this way that they just want to start shit with you immediately. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But the thing is that when I bring out the Canadian side in me with other people, then they immediately treat me in a different way. They're immediately, when I say, oh, I'm Canadian, they're like, oh, you must love ice hockey. You must love ice hockey. Let's talk about ice hockey. And the thing that I can talk about ice hockey is that Finnish people, I want to ask you one question. How did the last championship go last year for you people?
Yeah, Ranska!
Yeah? You guys lost to France this year. That's fucking embarrassing. You guys lost to France 5-1. Oh my God. And the only people who actually convinced me to do stand-up comedy tonight, because this is my very first time performing ever in my lifetime, is that my French fucking cunt friends convinced me tonight to come and perform with them. Sacre bleu to you guys at this moment, because you guys totally gave me the courage. And I love that. I love the Finnish nature and I love the Canadian nature. You know, the weather is very, very similar in Canada, and it's very similar in Finland as well. But the thing is that it's the people. The people are very different in Canada and very different in Finland. So Canadians can talk to you in a very open way. They can talk to you in a very open way. But Finnish people, I like that about you guys because, you know, first you're a little bit awkward, right? You don't really talk to strangers that much. And you know what I think is the most fascinating thing about you Finnish people? You don't talk to strangers, but you guys go to the sauna naked with them. You guys go to the sauna naked. So imagine when I go into the sauna with a Finnish person, I'm thinking, you know, I'm having my balls hanging out over there. I'm sitting with them next to the sauna, and we're both looking at each other's junk like this, you know. But I make eye contact with them, and they're like, you're looking at my dick. We're both looking at each other's dicks. But forbid if you start a conversation with them, that's the most awkward thing you can ever come up with them immediately. Because they look at you with like, if you want to enjoy this night, drink vodka with me. And then you drink vodka with them, and they become your very, very best friend. And the thing what I also love about Finland is the Finnish girls, man. Let me tell you something about the Finnish girls here in Finland. You might be shy in the beginning, but man, you girls are a fucking freak in the bed. You girls are a freak in the bed. Here's one thing. Finnish girls might be a little bit quiet in the beginning, but once you fuck them, oh my God, they just bring the beast out inside of them, and it's just insane. Then I started thinking that, okay, it's nice to talk dirty in English with other girls. And I've been with Canadian girls, Italian girls, Russian girls, Swedish girls. I'm a fat guy, right? I'm a super fat guy, but believe me, I fuck a lot. I fuck a lot. Like, you don't even understand. I have like an elephant dick down here right at the moment. Finnish girls get super impressed by that. When Finnish girls get super impressed by the dick, when they react to it, they're like a fucking cartoon character right before they're giving me a blowjob. When they're giving me a blowjob, they seem like they're Mickey Mouse, because when they look at the dick, they're like, oh boy, I really want to enjoy this at the moment right now. And then at the moment when the girl's giving me a blowjob, you know, this is what I think immediately. I just put my dick down like this. And I'm enjoying it like this, you know.
C'est trop gênant.
I feel like I'm gonna be a cartoon character with this girl as well, because I go,
je suis pas bien, moi. Mais oui, je la
look, that feels really, really fucking good what you're doing there. And when I'm about to come, I'm like, You know? It's fucking amazing like that. And also, one thing you have to know about us Canadians as well. We love being polite, we love being friendly, but we fuckers love maple syrup. We love maple syrup. We will literally put maple syrup all over our food and also all over our companions as well. So one time I put this maple syrup on a girl, right? And I put it all the way from her chest, all the way down to the clitoris side. You know what I'm talking about, fellas. Fellas, you know what I'm talking about. When we're talking about putting some sauce on that fucking pussy right there. It feels amazing. It feels fucking amazing. But you know what the only part is? And that sometimes the maple syrup, it can make the lips get a little stuck together. It can make the lips get a little bit stuck together. But you know what, dudes? If you really know how to use that sweet tongue, you can certainly get out of this sticky situation if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. And I mean, girls, after the show, if you want to talk about it more with me, I'll let you know more about the details. Yeah, that's really great. That's super awesome. Because, you know, when I was a teenager, right, I used to be a little bit of this unconfident guy because, you know, of my weight or whatever. But as soon as I got a little bit older, then I was thinking, like, who gives a fuck? Like, who really gives a fuck, right? So there was this one bit that I really loved. When I was a teenager, I used to live in a smaller city. And we would used to drink at the woods. And we would drink at the woods. And this is a really embarrassing moment, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna share it with all of you. I really had to take a shit in the woods. And there was this really nice girl who was hot and she was totally into me. So I decided that I would go very discreet behind the woods. And then I would just like squat down like this, you know, a little bit, so that nobody would like definitely notice me or anything like that. And then at that same moment, when I was about to let the explosion come out, my face was fucking redder than a strawberry. It was redder than a strawberry. And as soon as I was gonna let this thing out, I heard a voice in the woods. Somebody walking. I thought it was gonna be one of my guy friends. But it wasn't. It was actually the girl who I liked. So what happened then, as soon as I was about to let out the fucking explosion, she came right towards me because apparently she wanted to take a piss or something. You know teenage girls when they want to take a piss in the woods. So as soon as I let out, it was just like a big... And at that same second, we locked eye contact in front of each other like this. It was super awkward. And we looked at each other and I was trying to tell myself, I really want to get out of this awkward situation. So then I looked at her with a poker face for this long and she was looking at me like, oh my god, this dude is having explosive diarrhea at the moment. And when I wanted to wipe my ass, the only thing I could see was the maple Canadian leaf. And I was thinking, I don't really want to do that because it would be a disgrace to my own country. Right? So then I decided to do it at the end of the day. And when she was looking at me, we had a long, awkward silence like this. I looked at her in the eyes. We locked contact. And this was the most fucking player shit that I ever said to a girl ever. I looked at her and I said, this is how a real man survives in the woods.